All right, my magical friends. So, welcome to today's installment of Possibilities brought to you by me, Katherine McIntosh, and the No Judgment Diet. Hi, sweetness. So, I wanted to come on today. And yesterday, I did a Facebook Live on push, pull, or let go. And it was really about where are you forcing it? Where do you think you need to bring people along for the ride? And where is it time to let go? So, yes, what happens when you don't feel like it, right? What to do when you don't feel like it. So I'm going to tell a little story that involves me and not feeling like it. So this morning I woke up, I was pretty groggy and tired. So I think most of you know by now, I still got some pretty good bruises, but I broke my wrist. You can barely see the scar, but it's there. It's just the angle is weird the way that. So anyway, I broke my wrist 3.5 weeks ago, and it has been such a journey to let go, to allow, and to also go, okay, clearly there's a lesson. I don't even know if I know all the lessons that it is providing me, but there's a lesson. And, so, just last week, I was like, oh, I really want to get back into my active. So before this happened, I was probably getting in the best shape of my life. I was eating amazing. I was like cooking a ton, really enjoying like vegetables and putting tons of really good spices in my vegetables. So it never felt like I was depriving myself, and actually probably eaten more food in the last 9 months than I have in a really long time, because before that I was intermittent fasting. I thought that that's what I needed to have the body I wanted, but I was realizing I didn't have enough energy. So I would bonk while skiing, or I'd force myself to sort of adrenaline pump when I would get exhausted because I knew I needed food, but I wasn't letting myself eat because I was like, well, I'm intermittent fasting, so I have to starve, which probably wasn't, I mean, it served its purpose. And then, I was like, oh, I'm going to get fit. I'm going to get my athlete back, and I'm going to start biking and skiing and hiking and running. And so I've been doing exactly that. And I probably was close to the best shape I've been in probably in my life. Like, I can hike up crazy mountains, I can run down them, I can ski them, I can mountain bike them, I can bike them. So it's just been really, really fun. And so fast or rewind to 3.5 weeks ago on a Sunday, January 10th, I was with my son. I was snowboarding. I decided to, after 22 years, pick up snowboarding again. And it was so fun. It was so fun. And in a moment, I hit a patch of ice, totally looked back. I probably shouldn't have. And next thing you know, I am holding my arm and it's really hard. So I had to spend 2.5, close to 3 weeks being okay with not moving, being okay with still eating to nurture my body so that my bone could heal, right? And one of the things that I really had to do was let go of any point of view I had about working out and gaining weight and, all this stuff that used to be in my world. And I got to say that it was probably the best gift, because I realized that most of like food and exercise and weight and movement, all that was like up here from a very young age. So I was able to really reprogram the way I look at the body, its capacity to heal, its capacity to do what it wants. And so here I am, the fittest I've been. And then all of a sudden I can't do anything for 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks. And I was doped up on pain meds. I was like still facilitating. It was a really challenging time. I was healing a lot of different things in my life, but I was also really looking at what is it I truly desire to choose. And so starting, I think it was Friday. Starting on Friday, I started to work out again. So I took a huge step, despite what people told me. Hello, sweetness. Is I went for a really big hike in snow up a mountain. I had crampons on. I had one pole, so I wasn't using my bad arm or my healing arm. And I was like, okay, I can do this. And I went to as far as I could go and as far as I felt comfortable. And then I kind of ran down in the snow, and I was like, wow, that felt amazing. So I did what I could do. Right. And then I did it Saturday, and then Sunday I did it, but on skis, and it was so fun to ski. Now I skied with only one pole. I've been skiing since I was 3 years old. So I felt really comfortable on the snow, and I didn't push myself. I just went to where I felt comfortable. And so fast forward to this morning, I wake up and I'm like, I don't freaking feel like it. I don't feel like working out. I don't feel like doing anything. I don't feel like working. I was like, I don't feel like it. Right. And that's not really an option in my world. Now, the working out was an option, but not showing up for clients and facilitating in the classes that I'm facilitating, that's not really an option in my world. And it's never something where I'm like, oh, I'm going to cancel my day. I never do that unless, of course, of an emergency or something. So this morning when I was like, oh, I really don't want to work out. I'm so tired. I just want to sleep. I just want to lay under the bed in my covers. Like I really was like, you know what? I just don't want to. And it was really cool um, because I did it anyway. And poured myself a cup of coffee. I was like, okay, I'll drink some coffee. Maybe that will help. And I started to work out and climb up this mountain. And I was like, oh my God, I'm so tired. And then I just like kicked it into gear. And I asked myself, what if I just show up? What would that create? What if I just gave it my all? What would that create? And I went harder than I've ever done before. And it broke my record. Right. And so I broke my time. And it's like, sometimes we have this moment where we're like, oh, I don't feel like it. I don't want to create. I don't want to promote. I don't want to work. I don't want to make money, or we always want to make money. I don't have to work at making money. Can someone just give me some money? Right. We all like have those moments where we don't feel like it, where we don't want to have the hard conversations, or we don't want to let go of someone or something, or we don't want to, right, eat healthy, or we don't. And yet every time that we choose to do when you don't feel like it, it's not about fake it till you make it. It's just, what do you have to lose by trying? And so it's really easy to convince ourselves, oh, I don't feel like it. I'm just not going to do it. Like that's why there's a lot of people who maybe aren't as successful as they say they'd like to be, because they give into, I don't feel like it. And I know this is probably not the direction you guys thought this would go, but the reality is, if you don't feel like it, it's like, what's the worst thing that can happen if you do it anyway? So a couple weeks ago, broke my arm by myself, healing, mending. My son had left, and my girlfriend, one of my girlfriends, called and said, hey, I'd love to cook you dinner. Will you come over? And it was like, I think it was the day I actually got my cast off. So it'd been 10 days. And in my head, I was like, I don't want to. I just want to stay at home and watch movies. I want to be by myself. I don't want to be social. And I was like, well, what's the worst that can happen? I can go and I feel like crap and I say, I'm sorry, I have to go home. I went, and I was so glad I went. It was such a contribution to go. And so I went, and it opened up a huge door and a huge space and a huge possibility in my world. And so my advice to you today is, what happens when you don't feel like it? Do it anyway. What's the worst that can happen? You turn around, you go back home, you don't do it, but try, right? And so it's like, I know that when I wake up in a bad mood or cranky or angry and I have to facilitate, the first thing I do is I just acknowledge what I'm facilitating to all the people I'm facilitating to. I'm like, oh man, I'm cranky this morning. And the minute I acknowledge it, the energy starts to shift. So when you start to acknowledge what's true for you, right? Oh man, I don't feel like it, but I'm going to give it a go anyway. I don't feel like it, but I'm going to try anyway. And when we do that, then every door opens, every possibility opens. And so, my friends, what else is possible that you've never considered? So what is it that you've been wanting to choose? Maybe you want to make more money. Maybe you want to put yourself out there and do a TED Talk. Maybe you want to, ask someone out that you've been hesitating on asking out. Like, what if you do it anyway? And what do you got to lose? So that's kind of my 10 cents, 2 cents, 3 cents. We started a thing a couple weeks ago every Wednesday called Wild and Weird Wednesdays, where we have conversations in all things choice, consciousness and life. And today's topic, we're going to do it today at 3:30 Mountain Standard Time, so about an hour and 45 minutes. And today's topic is all about creating your life and the choices that you can make to create your life. And it's free, by the way. So if you want to sign up, let me see if I can get a link, because the links we have are a little long and slightly awkward. We're working on changing those because I'm a control freak. Here it is. So instead of bothering you with the spelling and all of the hyphens and the things, it's just katherinemcintosh.com/wild and weird with a couple of capitalized letters in there. So if you'd like to join us this Wednesday and every Wednesday for a conversation in all things consciousness, choice, and life, you're invited for free to join in on the conversation. And every week it's a different topic. Every week we sometimes have guests, sometimes we don't. So I don't know. It'll just be different every time. So you guys are invited. And we have actually a new membership as well that's free. It's free. So, and it's just really content to inspire you to grow, content to inspire you to follow the adventure of your life and living. So I'll put that in there as well. And, you can come join the party. So if this inspired you, if this is something sort of aha'd you, please feel free to send us an email, like it, comment, or you can also share, right, with anyone or any group you're a part of, because the more the merrier, my friends. This is about really diving into how do you create when you don't feel like it? How do you step into things that maybe you don't feel like, and what do you do? So I adore you all so much. Thank you for being here. And we'll see you next time. Bye for now.